Yeah. What another day? How you feeling, man? Yeah. Be more for real, man. We in here, man. We're gonna give a second for everybody to join the stream.
Yeah, give a minute, more than a second, right? Y'all get y'all blazing butts on here on this Wednesday.
Be more for real.
Be more for real.
Let's go. Oh, be more for real. We here, man. We knocking at your door, man. What's up, man? Be more for real. Be more for real.
Of reality.
Another Wednesday. Get your weekly dose of
rated
reality.
R. Like
rated R.
For what?
For reality.
Damn.
Rated R for reality. Be more for real. We
for
got a
real.
special guest with us today, rocking with us, man.
I'm
y'all know what's up, man. Uncle Wayne, OMG Danny. This person, man, big, huge inspiration. She is a third of the Real Rap Roundtable podcast. She goes by the name Shantell, if you can't tell. What's up, Miss Shantell? How you feeling?
Hey, what's going on? I'm happy to be here.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
You can't tell, Shantell.
Yes, ma'am.
Nice to have
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Welcome
Yes, ma'am.
on a Wednesday of Be More for Real.
Yeah,
Are you ready to be real?
absolutely.
And we're in Baltimore.
Oh, thank you.
So ready, set, let's go.
Be more for real, man. We appreciate everybody who will join the stream. We appreciate all of our viewers, all of our subscribers, of course. You know what I'm saying? You guys are uber appreciated. Definitely. Let's get a moment of silence for those of us who are not with us. And it's Be More for real. We back with you, man. We back with you. Man.
Back, y'all.
Amazing. And we have a special guest with us, like I said, Miss Shantell, if you can't tell. Wonderful inspiration. You've been a wonderful inspiration to me. She's actually the reason why I started doing the podcast. And tell the people about yourself.
Oh, you put me on the spot. No, I'm 33 years old, born and raised Baltimore. Like he said, I'm one of the three co-hosts of Real Rap Roundtable. That's where I started my part with two of my good friends from high school. I don't know. I really just. People have been telling me for years that's been my direction, that's my calling, my voice is my gift, and just at some point I just end up just listening to people. I've always known that. I've always felt comfortable with public speaking. I've always been comfortable articulating myself. So I don't know. This year I said I was really going to put more emphasis on that and really try to redirect myself and put a lot of my energy into my voice.
That's what it is. That's what's up. Man, be more for real, man. Y'all, you know, we got it locked, man. Like we say, keep rated R for reality, man. We appreciate you nonetheless. A lot of people don't know. You actually what inspired me to get into the podcast. And I mean, we had a lot of conversations before.
I was gonna say,
we had a lot of conversations, but you know, it was like the one time I was talking to you, and you know, you said you were living in Virginia at the time, and you were coming back to Maryland so you can do your podcast with the Real Rap Roundtable. And I said, you know what? For me, there is no excuse. For me not to be able to do that. And ever since then, I was on a collision course with where I'm at now. You know what I'm saying? It was fully inspired by you. So shout out to you for the inspiration.
And look what it birthed. Look what it birthed.
Yes, absolutely.
Now I get it when you say special guest.
Right.
That was actually my question next, but she doesn't answer. Y'all did
extremely special. We don't have conversations a lot, but when we do rap, we rap about, you know, real things all the time, and you know, the conversation get deep. We don't always agree. It's just like the same thing we talk about. That's how I know you was made for podcasting. So, you know, shout out to you. Let's give you a round of applause again too, man. All of that, man. Shout out Shantell. Like I said, she's a third of the Real Rap Roundtable, and you know you can follow them on YouTube. They streaming on a lot of the major podcasting platforms. Like I follow them on Spotify, things of that nature as well. I'm sure they on iTunes. I'm sure they on all that. So
Apple
check them
Music,
out,
Apple
man.
Podcasts, all that same
Yeah.
thing.
Tell me a little about your podcast.
So ours is it's three of us, and it's a round table, so it's equivalent to like this setup. And ours is geared towards music, sports, and culture.
Oh, okay.
So we have segments of all three topics.
Is it Baltimore?
We discuss all over, but we're all three Baltimore natives.
Okay.
So
Hey, well, look, now I am going to subscribe.
there you
Hey,
go.
shout out. Shout out Real Rap, man. Real Rap is in the building. Shout out Brother Renz and all y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? And we definitely would like to network and
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
you know get that thing down pat, because you know one thing that we don't do as people a lot of times is like I was talking about with gatekeeping is that you know we don't share information, but if we can work together, collectively, especially as content creators, we'll be able to make a lot of things happen. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Let's clap it up for all the content creators as well too. So
Got to, though.
with that being said, you know, we brought you here for a reason. You know, we got to be more for real about the conversation. We actually have a woman in the building, you know what I'm saying? So this time we'll be able to talk about certain things that involves relationship and stuff like that, you know, as we progress and as we go along. If you have any comments, feel free to drop those comments. If you haven't already subscribed, man, we on our road to 200, man. Let's do it. So our first topic of the night, debunking stereotypes. Pikesville teacher has controversial comments.
Wow, yes.
So I wanted to get in on that. Let me see if I can pull it up real
wow,
quick.
yes. I mean,
And we could
see our
just hear.
topics, right? So this is one for it.
Yeah, this is one recently. It's fresh new to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Freshly new to talk about. Real Rap already has a comment with us. He said, "Content creators, man, shout out Real Rap, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Real Rap in the building, man. We here, man. We appreciate you guys, man, for sure, for sure, for sure. So he said, Big Shandy, man. We appreciate y'all, man. We man, y'all in the building. So let's see if y'all can hear this. Definitely drop a 1 in the chat. If y'all can't hear this, drop a 2. But let's go ahead and see if we can play this. Hopefully, it's not too loud.
Ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag.
Hold on. Let's go ahead and pause that real quick. Let's go back.
So you got a taste of what we're about to say.
Let's go back. We got to make sure all you guys hear this. Let's do it again. Here we go.
Pay attention.
Put up with these dumbasses here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black ass out of here one way or another. I'm going to get something to stick. I'm just so sick of the inadequacy. I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumbasses here every day.
So yeah, that's the conversation, and that's what he said. So we're gonna leave it at that. And the remarks that people had on Instagram and across the internet,
fill them in.
The remarks were
It's been crazy.
remarkable to say the least. I just clicked off it. We'll find another time. But the remarks, a lot of people have different remarks on that. You know what I'm saying? And
Murder Inc. is the one that posted
Right,
it.
so started the wheel rolling.
Right.
Which is understandable.
So we do have some comments from on Instagram. Somebody said, y'all gonna hate this, but I feel, homie, we all need to do better because this has a lot of truth in it. And he said, join the other side is crazy. Who recorded this? My senior year was pretty much destroyed because of this man. Wow. Oh, wow. yo, this the same nigga who removed me from school, little racist month. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we got a lot of comments. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are not. Most people are displeased with what he was saying. And I know me and you had a brief comment about that as well. So if we could be more for real on this episode, man, let's go ahead and be more for real. We're gonna go ahead and clap it up. Let's see what Shantell got to say. Let's see what you got to say. We're gonna see what you got to say, Uncle Wayne, and let's see what we got to say about that.
Well, first things first, I completely don't agree with it.
Okay.
Now, I understand people's attempt to try to digest what he's saying without internalizing it. However, like I explained to you earlier, when my tax dollars sign your check, show up.
Right.
Keep that on the playground.
Right.
Save it at your dinner table.
Right.
I don't doubt that they're most of the people, his type of races, if not all of them. I personally don't trust them. That's just me though. However, you have to conduct yourself in a certain coordinates when you're in certain positions. As the principal, I don't care what you're saying is right or wrong. The manner in which you chose to say it is out of order, because those black children that you specifically identified, and that's what irritates me, is people can pretend, oh, he just saying something, but y'all don't let the messenger confuse you. No. Hear people when they talk and hold them for face value. He said exactly what he said, and he knows what he said, and it was intentional, because he didn't identify them as white children. He didn't identify them as these ungrateful children. He specified the group of children that he has an issue with, which is consistent with the comment saying he ruined my senior year. He did this. He's a racist. He is. And that is not subjective. With the check he just wrote in that audio, cash those comments.
Okay.
Okay. That's just
okay. Hold on. We're gonna have to go ahead and clap it up for that one, man. So, what do you think about the situation? Because I know this is first. Okay, go ahead.
Do you have children?
I do.
See, and because when you hear it comes from a black mother,
absolutely,
it is, and you got in.
She said with that thought.
Because the narrative you're suggesting that those ignorant black children can't test their way out of a paper bag, I would challenge you to look at the stats in the colleges right now, and the black entrepreneurs and black people in businesses, and how black women are on the rise in careers and CEOs and starting businesses. Don't ever feed into the narrative of what black, because we are one of the most advanced beings out here. Let's be very clear. When you suggest that the black children in our community, which are the very black children that are contributed from my personal womb, so it's always going to be internalized when you're referring to black children that look like mine, I have a problem, because I also have a black child that's 16 years old and that's graduating a year early and has been presented with multiple academic scholarships and has not been accepted into every.
Where's Fox 45 on that one?
So we won't do that. Let's not do that, because we don't go to South Baltimore and discuss all the exchanges we see with your people. So we won't discuss the exchanges you have with your students in Pikesville, which is also a quality area with hardworking black citizens paying your salary. That's where I have the problem. Act your wage and step back. I guarantee you, he will be resigning.
My goodness. On BMore4Real from the inside out.
Ren said, go off. We appreciate y'all. Angelise 225 hand claps, man. We appreciate all of our viewers. Go ahead, Uncle Wayne. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No. You know how we do it.
Yes, sir.
This is a bounce off. I feel you. Exactly. Now, I'm going to go all the way up to grandpa. I'm 61. And I'm Uncle Wayne, the grandpa age. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We have got to change the dynamic. Just let them know we control our dynamics, but we got to also control what they think of us by not caring and doing, stopping those situations. Just like you said, we're paying him to talk like that about our children, my grandchildren, your children. Get it? So I appreciate the power behind that. But guess what? What's next, y'all?
First of all,
what's next, y'all?
now if we being 100% real,
that's what we do.
That Jewish comment he made got him out that seat. I can guarantee he's not gonna make it to the end of the week, which is upsetting but it's always a teachable moment for our people because people always like to emphasize on how the Jews don't play. The Jews don't play. The Jews don't play with each other.
Right.
That's the only difference.
We talked about this.
That's it. And
right.
we band together like them, and we don't play with each other like they don't play with each other, and we don't play about each other. We got the same power because let's be real. Now I'll be the first to admit they got the complexion for the connection, but ain't nothing like that black dollar.
Woo!
Put your money where your mouth at. Put your money where your mouth at.
Oh my goodness, bars. BMore4Real. Keep it locked with us, man. Come get your weekly dose of reality, man. You know, nobody do it like how we do it, so we gonna do it like nobody do it anyway, each and every Wednesday, man. But let's see, you know, I offer a different perspective on things. You know what I'm saying? I happen to think that all white people are racist, and I know people gonna look at this the wrong way. I happen to think that all white people are racist, and that's they are, and I think that everybody else is prejudiced. And let me tell you why. White people are racist because you know they have prejudice, and everybody has prejudice. Prejudice is the same as bias. We all have a bias. Naturally, people tend to gravitate towards their own kind. Naturally, people tend to reproduce with their own kind. So, like, if a white girl was to say, "Oh, I don't date black guys. I don't like black guys," I don't think that's racist. In the same manner, where if a black guy said, "You know, I don't date white women. I don't like white women. I don't see the difference." Or a white man saying, "I don't like black women," or whatever the combination may be. Most people tend to like their own kind. You know what I'm saying? So number one, we always have a bias and a preference. And the difference is between racism and prejudice is that white people actually control things. So their disdain and their dislike of us can actually impact us on a lifestyle level. You know what I'm saying? It can impact our finances. It can impact our housing. It has adverse effects on our lifestyle. Currently, and so by us not liking them, it doesn't. So the reason why I was saying that is because you know they talk like that anyway. So to say that we're going to try to silence them and shut them up, I think that's absolutely crazy. Because how are we going to know how they think if people like him don't say nothing?
And you know, let me entertain that for a second because I agree that I think they're racist too, and I trust them to be that. I always trust them to be that white racist white people, and it is what it is. I'm capable. Because two things can be right both at the same time. Now, I'm never trying to control what you think.
Right.
What I'm controlling is the narrative, and I'm controlling what you say. When, like I said, when my tax dollars are signing your check, you still need to operate in a certain manner. That you're out of line.
You speak with authority all the time. That's why you podcast. I'm telling you. She brings the fire. Real man, real rap roundtable. Man, shout out to you guys, man. For real, man. Strike high. We can. You already see why and where this is going. But you know, we this is BMore4Real. Like I said, rated R for reality. Let's shout out BMore4Real, man. Come on, man. Hit that subscribe button. If you guys haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Instagram or Facebook, please go over to YouTube and do the same as well. But like I said, you know, we have to acknowledge these things, and this is stuff that people don't talk about. Let's be more for real, because people have their own prejudices, and white people are racist, whether they acknowledge it or not. And the old white lady, Jane Elliott, she put it in plain view. She had a room full of white people. She asked them a simple question. She said, "All you white folk that's in the room that want to be treated like black folks do in America, would you stand up?"
That was the other one.
Yeah. She said, "Maybe you didn't understand the question." So all you white folks that's in this room, if you want to be treated like black folks in America, stand up. So that lets you know right then and there that they know what's going on.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, we could get that out the way. And I think we can't grow until we acknowledge that. It's like, oh, well, like what the guy is saying. It has some truth to it. Now notice what I'm saying. I'm not trying to beat up on black people. I'm just trying to be more for real. The average adult black man reads at a 4th grade level. Now, the black woman does excellent, superb. She's one of the best, if not the most efficient, prolific person in education.
Had to be.
And in nursing. And
Y'all
in
had to
fields.
be.
Had to be.
So shout out to Black women on that. We're going to give Black women a round of applause. Y'all show up and show out in education. Straight up. And in a lot of areas, education, nursing, but education more importantly. And like I said, the average adult Black man reads on the 4th grade reading level, which is a huge problem. So if we address what he said, and he said, can they pass a brown paper bag or whatever, however he put it?
Can they test? They
Can they test?
Not can. He said these Black kids can't test their way out of a black paper bag.
So that is true statistically. That's all I'm saying.
And I don't even disagree with that. But being the person handing them the test, to have that opinion on them and to put them in that box, because you didn't say they don't. They do this or they don't. You said they can't, which is you are putting them in a box and limiting their ability to and to perform.
See, that's why I said listen to how a Black mother explains. You see the difference of how a Black mother, that's why I knew you had a child. You can tell on the passion that you speak. Black women passion are your power. That's why a Black man cannot out-argue you. No. You can't. Not a powerful queen. A Black man could. You wouldn't be able to, because you done examine, and you feel it from the inside out and you show it. That's the difference. That's why together we can rule. We got to understand the balance that y'all have and listen, because what you saying makes sense. He doesn't have the right to say that.
No.
He does not. And then, like you said, we are paying him to do it too. How sad that we should be to look at this.
But why doesn't he have the right to say that, though?
He has the right to fix it.
But
he has the right to fix it.
Listen to her say it again.
Okay.
Why?
Because he has the right to fix it. You don't get to come into our schools, teach our children, and feel that they can't be anything more than what they currently are.
Well, okay.
You don't get the right to do that.
Can I advocate for the teachers for a second? Can I advocate for the teachers for a second?
Okay.
I would say that we do push too much on the teachers sometimes. And shout out Brother Wren again, and shout out Courtney Brown. Shout out all of our comments and our YouTube viewers. We definitely appreciate you guys. But if I can lobby on behalf of the teachers, I think that we put too much on them to begin with. I just seen a video, and I hope I saved it somewhere down the line, where the teacher was on the phone and they did it live, like recorded. They called the child up.
I seen that.
And she was telling them that your child is basically unruly and all that. And she was like, well, what you want me to do? Ain't that your job to do this? And she's like, well, dang. Like, what are you supposed to do as a parent? You know what I'm saying? Why do I have to correct your child and all that stuff? And what does she do in that situation now that the mother refuses to address the child because she feel like the teacher should be disciplining and doing everything? And then the moment the teacher do something and do snap and discipline, they losing their job or they get fired or whatever the case may be. It's just crazy.
Now, if we wanted to, we could go down the rabbit hole of Billy's and you know what I'm saying, and all them, and Sue Ellen's, all them wilding out and tantrums they having, and how they describe to deal with their anger and how unruly they become too. There's issues on both sides of the community. If we had all day, we can go down that rabbit hole all day. Now, what I will say is, what you're speaking on is not the majority. It's not. Now, what I'm saying.
The testing is the majority.
No. The testing in his district that he speaks of is low, which is fine, because he's also a representation of that as the leader.
That's true.
And as the lead, that's why as the leader, you cannot not see the vision for your tribe.
Whose fault is it? Is it all the kids' fault? It doesn't make sense that it's not making sense. All of the kids' fault. Something is wrong. It can't be all of the children's fault.
No.
So apparently,
once you get to the point where the leadership no longer believes this or sees the vision, then you have now reached your ceiling. And that's the problem.
Shout out Ren again too. He said Black women passion is power. Shout out Onk. He said shout you out Onk for sure, man. Shout you out too, man. We appreciate y'all.
That my issue with in this scenario when your leadership loses the vision for those children, now everyone has reached the ceiling. The problem is they've already been to their Ivy Leagues. They already feeding their families. The problem is that stunts our children that are underneath them growth.
Right.
I'm not saying that we don't have issues. I'm the first one that make my children read at night, and I'm the last head to lay down in my house, making sure homework is checked, assignments is done, and all that. So, and I was raised by the same type of Black mother. So I cannot sit here and promote that narrative either, that a lot of these, that there is nothing going on at home. Now, we know it's a problem within the community, but are we emphasizing what we're doing to fix it, or are we emphasizing that it's a problem?
That's why I said it to be the mother on it, because
poison.
Right, you have to resolve the issue, not just keep talking about the issue, because years go by with the same thing, talking about it. Once again, it's not all the children's fault.
No.
It has to be the curriculum. It has to be the way we are teaching them.
That's true.
Because we know on a test, they would say that little kid, Black kid, can't comprehend. It's less on his test scores. You can see he can't comprehend. But when you see him home and the things he do, he's excelling at comprehending, putting things together, being unique. But on testing, it doesn't show.
Which brings me to a different point. First of all, we know our education system, for one, is outdated. It needs reinforcement. It's not geared towards Black children. Let's be real. Black children and white children do not think the same. We are not programmed the same. We don't process information the same. Any of that. It is not. We are not indoctrinated to think from grade school on up, even within our inner powers, or within the real scope of our being. A lot of us, honestly, the curriculums dumb it down. And limit, they don't allow their brain to really open. If we're being 100% honest. Now, we also have to leave room for the fact, like, they want to entertain all now this mental health and things that's coming about and that are on the rise, and that these companies are getting a lot of promotion and money and checks off of. Let's be real. Testing anxiety is something I realized I developed that I had in the 12th grade. Because I had and guess what? I know me. My mind is very powerful, and I can think past most people.
Right.
But I could not pass a lot of tests when I was in high school, and I couldn't figure out why.
That's what Uncle Wayne be talking about all the time. Uncle Wayne talking about that all the time.
Testing anxiety is very real. I had a Black teacher my senior year, and she told me, have you anybody told you if you ever entertained the thought of having testing anxiety? I didn't even know what it was. She explained it to me. She said, I'm going to do your test. I'm going to give you a verbal version. The same test. She didn't change anything. She gave me my test verbal, and I passed it. The information was always in me. My testing anxiety flares up, and it failed me before I even started the test. That's a real thing.
It's real.
So do you think the problem is in the testing as well, like the whole curriculum? We had another comment again, Brother Ren, and I think he followed. He said he agreed with Unc about how they teach us, and that's what we're talking about, the way that they are teaching us, and I guess the way that they are testing us as well. On the flip side, so you're saying it's a problem with the way that we're testing.
I think that there's more than one way to skin a cat.
That's it.
And I think that our education system is very lazy.
I think there's certain things to take from it. So if I could, I'd play devil's advocate. I think there is certain things that you can take from the way that they teach us. Like, testing. It's like, how can I know that you know what you're being taught if you don't pass the test?
No.
What other way do we know that you know what's being taught?
Well, that's what I said. In these private institutions and stuff, this is not new stuff. This is new to public, which is a very lazy and relaxed education system, in private and in better schools. And when I moved to when I was in Montgomery County,
right,
one of the most prestigious districts in the land, period.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had multiple options, multiple resources for testing. Things like they had computer testing, paper testing, and they had audio testing, verbal testing for people that had testing anxiety. The resources and the access is out there. The problem is that our public school systems do not advocate their money and their resources correct. And it all trickles down.
Well, again, and I agree with you. And we got another comment as well too. We appreciate all the comments. Angelise, if I'm saying that right, the curriculum is outdated. I haven't used any algebra one day of my adult life. So I mean, hey, let's be more for real. This be more for real. Uh, certain things are not useful in terms of everyday life. I don't know why they teach it. So the curriculum does need to be reformed in a lot of ways. But like we were talking about in previous episodes, we have to realize the way that the school was created. It was not created to make individual thinkers and stuff like that. I think who was it started by? One of the Rockefellers, either David, John, one of those
who
Rockefellers.
Started school?
Yes, who started the school systems in 1840, I want to say. And see, this is what we gotta get to the origin of all this stuff. The school system started in like the 1830s, 1840s, by one of the Rockefellers, and it was created not to make factory workers. And then and then they later used the prison. They used the preschool to prison pipeline. So how do we have a connection between preschool and prison pipelines? It's because those kids that often fail on those tests often turn out to be convicts, and that's the God's honest truth.
Into school instead of blacks didn't go to school.
Do you know how they
had started them statistics off of us? We didn't go to school.
Do you know how they plan for like future jails and predict the future with inmates and stuff like that? Do you know how they get that?
They did it on
third grade test scores. They use test scores from third graders to determine the future of the criminal workforce of that whole society. And maybe we need a 2-part series too, because I just saw a video. I just saw a video where the guy, I guess he was in Florida or something, Louisiana, Mississippi, one of those southern states. He was complaining about the inmates doing something better with their life because he know the state used them for free labor.
Absolutely.
So I mean, all of this stuff has to be said, and we got a lot. We got a few comments. Lou Abel, my brother Lou, he said, man, tapped in from YouTube, man. We appreciate you, man. We definitely appreciate all of our viewers. All of them.
We're coming for you.
Courtney Brown said, y'all touching on systemic racism in the public school system. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's be more for real. Brother Ren again, nephew, Danny, you right. The school to prison pipeline is real. And Courtney said true again, man. We definitely appreciate all the comments as well. But yeah, that's what school was made for. School was definitely made to funnel factory workers. Yep. And now today it's made to funnel people into the college, into this debt system that they forcing these people into. You go to college, you go to university, you getting all that debt, and then you spend all your time working to pay those student loans off. So I mean, it's a perpetual cycle. It's not grooming us to locate our talents and locate our skills and bring out the best in what you are. You know what I'm saying? Some people have dope, phenomenal skills that we don't know about because they're not learning that early on. And actually, school is taking away learning those talents and discovering that as well.
It's putting them in line. And honestly, you got to remember who's handing you the book.
Courtney said start homeschooling.
And that's true. I think
you got to remember you got to also keep in mind the messenger who's handing your child the book. Mm-hmm. And what is their investment and how much they learn from this or what they take from it.
Right.
That's not like we have to be very real about that. Who started it, who programmed it, and they're playing the long game. Mm-hmm. They always have.
Right.
They always do.
Right.
They play the long game.
Look at Republicans versus Democrats.
Absolutely.
I said we really pay attention to what they
play
say.
The long game.
And they believe it, and we were never meant to be included long haul.
There you go. Wake it up.
No. So if all the rules and regulations, policies, and procedures, including the school system, it is set up where we will never. How can you go to school all that time? School should be teaching you about life.
That too. But you know, like the real change comes from more of us, putting more of us in the positions to create change, because we can never rely on someone that was never here for us to make things better for us.
And guess what? And they don't know how.
They don't know how, nor is it really their concern. It's not. So we are going to do that. More of us are getting in those seats. More of us are going to continue to make change. But what I tell you, one thing is what? This generation coming up under us is shaking the table. They shaking the table.
And I'm feeling.
They shaking. These colleges gonna feel it. These companies gonna feel it. They are the most rebelled out people. And but when I say it, it's the world better buckle the hell up because they are not going for the status quo. They're not doing it.
And they're not.
And they're not supposed to. Shake the table.
But you ready for this? That's the scary part because that's what I'm trying to do now and watch to teach his age, which is y'all age, so y'all can teach them before, because like you said, because y'all grandchildren are going to destroy this world.
And they fear what they can't control.
Right.
And the worst thing people in America ever did is wake up and realize the American dream was a nightmare. So that's where you lose them. When you unsubscribe to whatever they're trying to indoctrinate in us, when you unsubscribe to that and disconnect from the matrix and really tap yourself into something more profound and prolific that's going to lift you and the generations behind you and your bloodline up.
There you go.
That shakes the hell out of their table. They start to back away from it. Because then you got a calling on you that they really can't fuck with. So,
well, since we on it, we might as well go ahead and head to the topic of the night, man. Topic of the night, man. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? It's the struggle between men and women in relationships, and this kind of goes along with what we're teaching in schools. It kind of goes along with what we're teaching in the household. Since we do have a woman on the panel, you know, we would like to discuss this issue because this is something that we need to be more for real. Be more for real about. You know what I'm saying? There's a real deep, heavy divide. You know, a struggle. You know what I'm saying? They got the gender war going out. So first and foremost, what is your side on the gender war as far as family goes? You know, I haven't said it much, but I'm a huge advocate in family. I'm an advocate, especially for males and more importantly, black males. I'm an advocate for family, but more important, black families as well.
What do you consider a family?
What say you? What
do you consider? Remember, this is Be More For Real. When you say
the family,
a lot of people
the father, the mother,
things.
and the child. Because even if it was just a father and mother or whatever with no kids, I mean, it's not really a family. The family is when the two come together as one. And what better example of the two coming together as one than having a baby? The two of you guys said split the genes down equally. You know what I'm saying? So family. That's what I think.
okay, you said what's my perspective on which side am I on?
Well, your perspective on the whole gender war thing, period.
Honestly, I don't subscribe to the gender wars because I love black men. Black men love me. It shouldn't be a divide. It's really not. I hate the 50-50 conversation. I hate all of it because it's more media being pushed to further create our divide.
Right.
It's like one thing if y'all notice on the rise. Whenever we got something on the rise within our community, what does the media push? More ways to divide. We had more black women loving themselves, more naturalness being promoted in the media for a nice run. More people staying away from perms, going back into their natural hair, things like that. They start, you notice more, they lift up another community that puts a different reflection on us, and they push that out there in the media a lot. Us, when we start to break more using social media as a resource and a tool and gearing it, focusing on black love, connecting with our people, building families, opening up those conversations. Where you think all this gender war crap started coming from? You got to do what's best for you. And in any and every scenario in your relationships, if 75-25 work for you, do it. If 50-50 work for y'all, do it. If 70-30 work for y'all, whatever. If 10-90 work, however you got to do it, do it. There is no standard. No two relationships are created equal. No two relationships are wrapped the same. If both people are happy, all needs to be met, the children are functioning, and there is a generation coming up behind that is raised in pure love, then you're doing the job right. That's it.
Fine. Very well said.
Be more for real. You know, we had them conversations, man. Be more for real. We got a lot with Shantell, if you can't tell. You know what I mean? A third of the Real Rap Roundtable, man. Let's get it. We is in here, man. So where do I begin? I have several things to say regarding the subject, and you know, like I said, my opinions, I guess, are not very popular. I think number one and my main objective is that the struggle between men and women is that nobody wants to be there in the dark times. They think relationships, I guess, is always on this honeymoon phase. You always on the up and up. You know what I'm saying? I think with any relationship, there comes up and downs. So the best part is I think is that you can see that when you're at your worst, who is really there for you, especially in relationships. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, they're not there through thick and thin, through rich or poor, and all of those circumstances. It's just like as soon as things get rough, they out. You know what I'm saying? As soon as the challenge happen, they done. So for me, you know what I'm saying? I would love. I don't like drama. I don't like the toxicity, but I would love to see how the relationship lasts after there is turmoil and struggle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No, after it's been tested. You know, like the like the big bad wolf, and he blowing on the houses of stone and wood and straw. You know what I'm saying? I want to see if it's standing the test of time. You know what I'm saying?
But not this, but we're in a culture where people this is a microwave culture. People want instant gratification with things. People are not playing for the long haul of things and relationships and life and careers. People just are not. They are detached from the long haul, which means people want the smoke and mirrors. That's what they want. That's what's promoted. That's what the people are selling. That's what people are buying into. People are not buying into sacrifices. People are not buying into struggles. They are not buying into problem resolutions. They are not buying into hard work and sticking by your side and getting into the gist of things. That's not what people are buying into. People are buying into matching pajamas. People are buying into bags and cars. People are buying into lavish and extreme weddings. People are buying into things like that where you can have those things, but like I said, two things can be right at the same time. It comes with something. There's duality to everything. It's going to be a balance.
For every cause, there's an effect.
It is. It's not. There's no such thing as a perfect relationship. That's why I don't believe in idolizing anything because you never know the intricacies of something until you are involved. There's no such thing. All these celebrities that people idolize, all these goals, there is no goal. The goal is happiness and peace. Peace should be paramount in any and everything that you do in your life. So should happiness, and love should be at the forefront. Strategize and keep your recipe simple, and there lies happiness somewhere in the middle of it.
Man, you're spitting. You're spitting. And you know what? I love the passion too. I definitely love the passion. For me, and this is BMore4Real. We like to be more for real. You already know. We BMore4Real. So like for me, like I see a lot of differences. I think the women really have changed. I know men have their faults and they have their issues. I think it's the same issues that men been having over the centuries. But I think one thing that has changed is the dynamics of like the household. Like women are getting breadwinners. They don't even depend on a nigga no more. They will tell you, look, I don't need a man for ish or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? They really mean that too. You know what I'm saying? They gonna go out there and get it on their own. But see, the thing is that the independentness is kind of not conducive to a relationship, because for a relationship you need to be interdependent, and that's the whole thing. And I don't really hear men saying, "Oh, I don't need a woman for ish." I never really hear men say that. I think what they're selling to women, because a lot of the times, women are the ones that's being marketed to. They are being manipulated in that case, like. When they had the food stamps and like when they had public housing and you couldn't have the man in there, he had to hide the stuff.
They ruled the man out of the household, out of ours.
I mean, that's been happening for the last 50 or 60 years. So, and you can't really tell women ish. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell them nothing about themselves. It's like all this double standard type stuff, like body positivity, everything. You can't say nothing. You just can't say nothing to them. And we're looking at a glaring problem. You know what I'm saying? And they like, oh, you can't control your women. Like, no. You try to control them. Can't nobody control them. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody be controlled.
And nor should people want to be. But there should be order. What I will say is this, like I keep saying, they've been playing the long game a long time. This is not a new strategy. The goal was for us to become independent. The goal was for us to raise the charge. The goal was for us to outcast y'all and make more money than y'all, and to eliminate the black man, because there is the source. There is the source. If you tackle a man's strength, if you tackle a man's weakness, you can beat him. But if you tackle a man's strength, you will destroy him. That is what the system is doing. It is attacking the black man's strength, which is literally the black woman. Which is if you're looking, if you're just looking through the naked eye, it looks like they're empowering us, but they are not. They are stripping us of our biggest resource, which is the black man. Because yes, I can pay my own rent and I can pay my own car note, but on what scale? What does that make you? Because what does that mean? An adult?
And that's what I was saying.
Me an adult.
That's what I was saying. The issue I think is a lot of discrepancy.
You still need black men. You still need black men.
We need
women.
Each other, though.
Women need men. That will never change with a dollar amount, with a responsibility.
We need each other though. But like I said, they selling us a dream. When you look on TV, you see a lot of the glitzer and glam. You don't realize. Courtney Brown said, "Y'all talk deep on BMore4Real." You know it. It's BMore4Real. We appreciate you, man. It's BMore4Real. Every Wednesday. Rated R for reality. But come get your weekly dose of reality. Rated R for reality. As I digress, is the difference is a lot is that let's say a man makes $60,000 or whatever. A woman really wouldn't want a man that's making that these days. You can hear him. It's all over the internet. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women.
That's internet chatter.
You know what I'm saying?
That's internet chatter, and a lot of that is to cope. What a lot of people
I think that's
don't
the dream that's been sold because they like to have they like to have vacations and all of that stuff.
That's not in most people's
You know what I'm
range.
saying? They like to have nice bags. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know bras cost that much and all. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It is a lot. And to maintain a woman, it actually costs money. And I guess that's these days. That's not all women. Of course, I'm not saying all women.
No.
But there is a heavy, decent amount of them, especially the younger ones, where it's like, well, dang, you can't even afford to pay for them. And that started back in the day with the program. Remember TLC? No, I don't want no scrubs.
Yep.
Scrubs is someone that can get no love from me. No, basically, you can't get it. If you're on the passenger side of your best friend ride, trying to holler at her, shut that up. She don't want to hear that.
Okay, but real quick, let's speak in the younger audience terms. That's cat, straight up. Because if that's the case, we wouldn't have still so many. We got new baby daddies every day with no jobs. We got new what they call them now, homeless sexuals. They just sleep on your couch.
Hobosexuals.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, yo.
They wouldn't exist. What has been marketed to the audience is not reality. Because, like you said, don't nobody want nobody to make a $60,000. That's what's in
So you think they're marketing anomalies?
No. As I know.
They are marketing anomalies.
They are, but
yeah.
And when people, the commentators that you were speaking of, I don't want that. No, are laying next to one, or one just left there, because that's what's in most people's scope. You can want a millionaire all you want. Are they even in your scope, in your reach? Are they in your day-to-day reality? No, the $75,000 electrician is, and there's nothing wrong with that, because if you put your 75 with it, now you're 150 and that's the reality.
You just ain't missing, are you? She just ain't missing.
She sound like Uncle Wayne.
She just ain't missing.
She sound like Uncle Wayne's campaign.
You were blessed for this. I mean,
that's a powerful black.
That's definitely a talent. That's definitely a
powerful black queen.
Now
let's flip that other side of the coin. This Uncle Wayne, absolutely. Men put ourselves in that situation. Let's go all the way back to the food stamp time when men was put in the house, out of the house. We weren't put out the house. We weren't forced out the house. I hate to keep hearing that. We made the choice.
That's true.
That's the thing.
That's true.
And when we made that choice, this is the complications of what happened.
I mean, who made the choice though?
Listen, we had this conversation. A man wasn't pushed out of the house. When you keep hearing that,
how not? Who made the choice?
Watch this.
Whose choice was it?
At my home, if we had to sacrifice me leaving the home for the food stamps, we are not getting the food.
Okay, that's you.
Watch this.
That's you. Now, who?
Powerful black man.
I'm asking you again. Who had the choice?
That's why I said
we chose to leave.
All of them had the choice.
So there's another statistic out there that I really do like that they don't talk about that they don't talk about a lot. The black father is the most involved father of all fathers in American culture in this American society. But they don't tell you that. They're gonna keep telling you, perpetuating the old temptation that Papa was a Rolling Stone, like men out here creating babies everywhere and ain't taking care of them. No, I see a lot. I see a lot of men taking care of their children.
They're not.
I see a lot of men.
They're not.
I see a lot of men.
They're not. I'm older. I'm Uncle Wayne. I'm a black man. I can say it.
Maybe y'all generation, but my
generation, it's
my
your
generation. My generation,
Absolutely not.
it's a lot more. And the law won't allow it either.
The woman will be outside. Y'all younger generation out working. Watch this. Working. The father of the children out in the street. Not working and still not even taking care of the child.
That's
and
not the majority of the case, though.
And not only that one child got another child, another child, another child. Listen, I'm Uncle Wayne.
That's not the majority of the case.
It's our problem.
So there's another statistic as well to say 9 out of 10 black men actually have a job.
And I understand why.
9 out of 10 black men actually have a job.
And listen, that's untrue.
How is that untrue?
It's untrue.
So if you line up just 10 random black people, 10 random black men on the street, you gonna say 9
I'm
of them?
hurt your feelings.
How many of them you gonna say don't got no job?
For mayor.
How many of them don't got no job?
It makes no sense. Most of the black men, and get this right, get up every day and do nothing.
Is that the majority of black men?
A lot.
Half?
I bet you over 60%.
Oh, heck no.
I bet you over 60% of Baltimore.
No.
Watch this. Where I am, and watch this.
No.
Then the jobs you have,
60%?
I'm gonna dig deeper. And the jobs you have don't amount to nothing. They're not career.
And see,
your child can't even
what
look at you.
I'm gonna dig deeper.
I'm gonna dig deeper because
what
this
is
gonna
nothing?
hurt you. This is gonna hurt you. I'm Uncle Wayne, and it's time for a change. It is time to even the playing field.
Right.
Because look at the female. If you pull 2 people over in a car in Baltimore City, I almost can guarantee you, the female got the license, the car's in her name, insurance is in her name, and I bet you where they live, he ain't even on the lease. That makes no sense because it happens too much regularly.
How many cases do you think out of 10 would that be?
I'm telling you.
The majority.
The majority.
So this should hurt you. I want this to hurt. I want you to swallow this.
Hold on. So the majority, let's get this right. The majority of black men, you saying, live
in
with
Baltimore City.
In Baltimore City.
I'm going to tell you where I live.
All right. The majority of black men in Baltimore City,
where 63% black.
The majority of black men in Baltimore City don't have a rent or nothing. They don't pay. They at least not on the lease or where they live at. They at least don't have the license. They don't have the car. None of that's in their name.
Most of the time.
I disagree with that.
But listen,
I disagree with that.
You
so I know that all men that drive other women's cars and all that stuff. But I definitely don't hang around a lot of males, but I got a couple friends, you know what I'm saying? I hang around since back in the day. And then I have other friends that, you know what I'm saying, I may not have hung around with, but most of the men, that's what I was telling him. Most of the men that I see, especially the ones I grew up with, and they might not even be my friend. They just may be associates, but they got a job, they got their house, they got their car, they take care of their kids. And I'm telling you, these are the men I grew up with. And if not, though, on the flip side is they dead. So like it's a feast or famine type thing. Like half of them like dead, and the other half is doing well.
I'm gonna get that way.
I know plenty. I know plenty of black kids doing their thing. But what I understand what Uncle Wayne is saying when he's speaking of a certain box, which is like he said, Baltimore City, and getting to the meat and potatoes of what he's saying is true.
So most black men,
how many would you in Baltimore City, I would agree with his percentage.
Like
honestly,
60%?
I would. Yeah, I
60%?
would. I honestly think that. Baltimore City,
listen up.
But there are the least taxpayers.
BMore4Real. Listen, black men in Baltimore City, man.
It's time.
They think we not ish, and a lot of us do go to jail. A lot of us get killed.
And that's another thing too.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not even saying it's all. It's a point and finger thing, but we have to acknowledge that.
Right.
That is
so
it is an issue.
Once you acknowledge it, watch this. Once you acknowledge it, then you can make the change.
Because in a lot of those communities, jobs, there aren't a lot of resourceful jobs, and jobs aren't glamorized.
Right.
Fast money is.
Right. There you go.
Which pulled a lot of our young boys
that's
out
where
of
the entertainment come in.
And then when that
in our community.
Yeah, but that's where entertainment comes in.
And when that money ain't coming in,
they only showing you 5% of the people.
What they showing
because the majority. Listen, the majority.
I live and breathe this.
The majority of the people, not even in Baltimore City, majority of the males in Baltimore City are not gangbangers or none of that.
I never said that.
They
I
not.
never once said gangbangers.
If you were to get a visual of a black man, especially in Baltimore City, you're gonna see.
I have them.
You're gonna see what you see, and let's be more for real.
It's good ones, but when like I said, but if we're speaking of the majority, I got roll.
So the majority of the males in Baltimore City are basically hoodlums.
No, or
I
have
never
some
said
type of have some type
basically
of
hoodlums,
codependency
whatever.
on a woman. They have some type of codependency.
Oh, they
Right.
codependent.
Now,
Whether it's their
well
mother,
said.
whether it's their mother or their girlfriend,
Well said.
they have some type of codependency on a woman.
Well said, and that is an
And
awesome point.
they are programmed. A lot of them, and it's not just us, but let's be real. A lot of our black men were programmed to build their backs or build themselves up in the backs of black women.
That is an awesome
very
point.
real.
That's an awesome point.
So that does not.
And I actually
that
agree with
goes
that.
in correlation with what he said.
I actually agree with that, but what fascinates me is on the flip side. You know what I'm saying? The things that men do go are totally unignored and go totally unacknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Like,
a lot of, and
you know
I
what I'm saying?
advocate for black men.
And I mean,
These are
even
two different things. Sir.
even
Two different things.
No.
Listen.
Listen.
Two different
Listen,
things.
listen.
No
Even-
more excuses.
Even
No more excuses.
even in the city of Baltimore, we have talents, we have skills, and everything
Yeah.
like that. But what's not being said is the conditions in which you raised in. So
Yeah,
you got
I
black
agree with
men
that.
who
Yeah.
you can't even trust these young black teens out here. You can't trust the judges and all of the police out here. I mean, everybody is always against you. So first of all, you up against the odds. If you're not dead or in jail for the rest of your life by 18, that's already a freaking accomplishment
That
right then and there in itself.
change.
So
Yes.
let's clap it up for the black men that's still
Yes.
alive and free right now
Yeah.
in Baltimore City. Let's do that real quick too. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like I said, I'm an advocate for men. I'm an advocate for family as well too. So even if it was off of the strength, or let's say the black man was built off of the backs of a black woman, I can get with that. My father, like I said, my father said, you know, beside a good man, there's a great woman. So it takes a great woman to even produce a great man. That makes absolute sense. But see, when it goes to the comparison, like, men are not afforded that opportunity. 70, 75, 80% of the people that's on welfare are women. You know what I'm saying? They are not men. So men are not afforded those opportunities. They don't get the housing. They don't get those same opportunities. So to say that a man ain't ish because he's not that, well, you got to look on the flip side. If 70% of the people who's receiving this welfare and all this other stuff, what percentage of the homeless are male? Oh, wow, there's a fascinating correlation. 70, 75% of homeless people are male because the shelters, look at the shelters. Most of the homeless shelters are for women and children. There are barely even shelters for homeless men and males.
Why the hell are you homeless?
So
what makes any
that's
sense
why I
of
said-
a grown-ass man homeless?
That's what I said.
I don't tolerate
There's
that.
a system. We was just talking about it with the school.
But guess what?
That's the system. That's the system.
But watch this. That's why I say it's time for it. It makes no sense for a well-developed black man to be homeless.
Yeah, it's not no time. But look, let's be more for real.
Every now and then, absolutely,
Let's
you
be
hit a
more for
bad
real.
luck, you bounced out and come up, but not homeless
Let's
where
be more
you've
for
been
real.
that way for years.
So first of all,
that doesn't make sense.
back in the day, a household, not just a black household, a household back in the 60s through the 80s, a household consisted of at least 6 to 7 people on average. There'd be 6 to 7 people in one household, 2, 3 bedroom, don't matter.
I can understand
It'd
that
be
one.
6, 7, 8 people in
we
one
gotta
household.
do that now too.
Now,
What's
and
wrong
these
with that?
days, the average household, you know how many people in there? 3.
Well, maybe
3.
that-
It's less than half. And so, and then you're talking about housing in America. It's a problem, period. You got not just black men, you have black women. You got white women that's homeless out there. People sleeping in cars. Look at Skid Row in California. Look at all of those homeless people of different races. The problem is there's over 330 million people in America. Guess how many houses there are? Less than 200 million. So even if every person was to get a house, there'd still be over 160 million plus people that don't have a home.
that could be deeper situation.
I don't argue that there is a system issue.
Right.
That's
It's
the
systemic.
head. That's the head.
Right.
That's where it starts. And like I've been saying, they played the long game.
Right.
And it played out exactly how they intended. I'm going to address something you said about the welfare, about the food stamps, about the Section 8, or all that stuff, the things that are privileged to women more so than men.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make something clear. I have not been raised on that. I'm not a product of that. And that's just not an opportunity I've been afforded to ever, because I was raised from a middle-class family and they don't give that to parents who work.
True.
What I will say is this: understand the long game. They're not giving those women any opportunities with that either. They're putting them in a box They are.
Yeah.
It looks glamorized on the outside in when you don't have a home. But it also doesn't look good now when 3 generations are on Section 8.
Exactly.
When Big Mama,
They
your
create
mama,
poverty.
and you are all on there to create poverty, to recreate the ignorant environment that our men are coming up in and can't see anything more. To have never been outside of your city, never been outside of your block. Only they give you a free bus pass, so you never felt it was necessary to go to driving school. They that your rent is $8, so it was never necessary to expand your education beyond where it's at. And you never have to worry about the job because they send you a check every month. They did that to cripple our black women as well. When it's not like they're getting something that they're not. They're homeless now, and they're giving a check, and they're giving them lower rent to appear to having their back and to help assist with the upbringing of the black community when it's not. It's actually, we're doing worse than we were when we had less.
And oh my gosh,
the issue
man.
is
how many bars are you going to spit tonight?
That's the reality. Because the issue is not our resources. Our biggest resource is each other.
Right.
When you break that, it's like you breaking our damn covenant to each other, and we can't get past it. Just people running in circles.
That goes to our solution as well too. So like, we talk, we can have all these problems. So part of my solution is just like, back in the day, like I was telling you, back in the day, we would actually start from somewhere and build. I think a lot of the problem is as well too, is that, women are sold the dream that, you're going to meet a man that somehow has it. And that's what you're going to have to choose from. Like, no, I think that we should work together to, you know what I'm saying? Start at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? We can build the life that we want. We can learn to love each other the way that we need to be loved. We can learn to do things like intercourse and all stuff, learn each other's bodies and stuff like that. You can learn stuff like
Everything.
that. But I think that we have to work together to do that. I mean, if the woman is afforded opportunity and all that stuff, all right, baby, what we gonna do? We're gonna use this house as leverage, by say, blah, we might can rent a room out or whatever, start something there. Then we can move on to something. We can move on to something a lot different, you know what I'm saying, and expand from there. But I think the issue is that we don't want to start from the bottom, you know what I'm saying? We want the instant gratification that you're talking about, you know what I'm saying? Instead of actually trying to achieve a goal, we're like, look, we're going to start. We don't have nothing, but we're going to build something together. I don't think that people have that building mindset anymore.
I think people are too concerned with someone trying to get over that everybody's trying to get over on each other. People are so scared of getting played that everybody's trying to play each other and it's pitting everybody against each other.
Yes.
That's really the issue. I feel like the community issue, the school issue, the job issue, the housing issue, all this starts and ending. The way out is the way in. Bringing back family units. There is so much power in a family unit, which, like you said, if we're acknowledging male, female, child, and a child,
right?
Mom, dad, child, children, whatever. There is power in that because there is duality and there's a balance in that. There is something being deposited in from each angle. There is something coming from mom. There is structure coming from dad. Dad is depositing something into that young boy. Mom is nurturing that young boy's wounds and teaching them how to look and love a woman. There is letting that little girl, that father is giving her first example of love, what a man should be, and showing her what her mother, what he is providing and protecting from her mother. Her mother is showing her how to be a woman, how to walk with class and grace, how to represent herself when she walks out into this world. The power is in the household.
The power is in cooperation. The power is in the teamwork. And we just gonna clap it up for you because you've been spitting balls all night. It definitely stands out. We definitely know why you're a podcast. So what say you, Uncle Wayne, about your solution as well?
And to this. Well said. I'm really impressed with this panel and what we've been through tonight. I'm running for mayor. All the things we said, that's why I'm running for mayor, because I'm going to change the dynamics here. We 63% black, and it's time for us to act like it. It is time to bridge this gap together. Them jobs, them trades that we talking about, I'm going to pull it together. Them houses that used to be our grandparents and all of those, remember those houses that we all around? I'm going to pull all that back together. You see what you said, but like you said, it has to be a family unit, and we have to do it all together. Father is just as important as the mother. Mother is just as important as the father. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody else getting pushed out the household no more. I don't want to hear no more excuses like that, all right? We're going to do this together.
Together.
Absolutely.
Smoke with a Loke says Shanny spitting. You
Yes,
already know. Keep it locked here. Be more for real. Hey, we appreciate all of our viewers. We appreciate all of our commenters. Definitely keep it locked with us each and every single Wednesday. Get your weekly dose of reality. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so Facebook can keep on recommending you this content so we can get into the algorithm. One major thing that I want to point out today as well is like we're working with Shantell and things like that. We're working on networking with other content creators, especially if you're black and small time, especially if you got a business and things like that. We don't do enough of that, so that way we can help each other grow and things of that nature. So each and every single time we have a special guest here, definitely look out, spam them comments, spam them chats. It takes a lot just to make this happen. And we make it happen with you each and every single Wednesday. Keep it locked, man. Get your weekly dose of reality. We ran out of time. BMore Baby segment up next with that BMore4Real entertainment. I'm OMG Danny. Man, nice meeting y'all. Till next time.
I'm Wayne from there, y'all.